Hi, this is the Adventures of Uber Dad. This is Michael for the third in my series of videos explaining what it's like to join and drive for Uber. In this one, this is probably the most important one because I'm going to cover what it's like to drive for Uber the first time. And I know that, myself, having never even ridden for Uber, having never ridden for Lyft, the most intimidating thing was not the sign-up process because that was fairly easy, as covered in my last video. And even when I ran into problems or bottlenecks, it was resolved quickly by Uber because it is a pretty spectacular company in the way that they're organized. But the idea of going out and picking up people, that was pretty intimidating because I really had nothing else to go on but some of the other videos on YouTube and some anecdotes I heard here and there. So first off, I'd like to cover some things that you need to get for your car to be prepared. You hear lots of different things. You hear particularly about water and bubble gum and having an additional charger for riders. I've heard everything from vomit bags to proper car care and leather wipes for the interior of your car. And basically some things that I would say that you need when you're picking up your driver for the first time is definitely have a car mount. A car mount is fantastic because one, it makes it very easy for you to have your display right in front of you as I'm shooting this video right now. You can easily see when someone needs to be picked up, and it also presents an excellent display for the riders because one of the things is that the Uber app links up to, you can use its own native mapping, which isn't great because it doesn't really orient itself correctly as you move around town. So sometimes it's inverted and you feel upside down, but you can link to Waze or to Google Maps, which are excellent. And most of the riders you get tend to be very tech savvy people who rely on Waze or Google Maps themselves when they see that you're using Waze, which is what I use in my particular case, or Google Apps. They feel comfortable because they know that you're not trying to take them some extended route and you're not going to go ahead and try and take them for extra money, which I guess is a concern I've heard from some different people before. So when you get a mount, you go ahead and you can put that right up there. It's nice because you can connect it to your charger to make sure your phone is going to be charged because obviously you're using your battery all the time and you're going to be using a lot of data all the time because you're going to be streaming map directions and instructions from Uber while you're online. Likewise, you're going to need an auxiliary cord if you have an older model car that doesn't have Bluetooth. I believe if you have Bluetooth, you can go ahead and hook up your app through Bluetooth, and what this does is allows users of Spotify to go ahead and stream their music through the Uber app to your Uber app, and voila, it's the future. It's amazing. People love it, although I do find that people have a hard time doing it sometimes. So in many cases, I'll just end up giving people the auxiliary cord and letting them plug in. 95% of the time people want to talk or they want to be in silence. They don't want to listen to music. But on those times that they do, it's great to have it set up. And it's something that Uber actually expressly wants you to be able to do because they consider it an important part of the experience. Other than that, I would say you need a California duster, which you can look these up on Amazon. It's a way of cleaning your car quickly without washing it. It's a duster that you can run over your car. Generally, a lot of the dirt and wear and grit that you get tends to be that. I keep some Windex in the car with a blue chamois. That way I can clean up my windows. I find that makes all the difference because, if the car's a little dusty or a little dirty, but the windows are clean, people generally tend to think like, oh yeah, it's a great clean car, great experience. And I also keep some basic leather wipes that have no scent. You'll hear a lot about whether or not you should use AutoSense or anything like that. And in most cases, people generally don't want to smell pine or whatever you think makes your car smell new, fresh. So for the most part, what I'll do is just keep some nice non-scented leather wipes that I can go ahead and wipe down the leather in my Prius. And then beyond that, I haven't gotten the vomit bags, honestly, on one or two occasions. I wish I had. There's some good recommendations out there on YouTube. You just need some bags in the back of the car that people can have access to. As far as the water and gum, I have found that 99.9% of the riders, since I'm dealing with UberX, really don't care. They just want to go from point A to point B, and they're probably happier that you read their mood, whether or not they want to have a conversation or if they don't. And but I would recommend having some gum on hand or mints. Every once in a blue moon, somebody does ask me if I have it, and it's because they're running into a meeting or something like that, and they just want to freshen their breath. It's a nice convenience to have, but the idea of lugging around a bunch of water, I don't think it's necessary. That may change on a case-per-case basis, and if you do something like that, obviously it's going to make for a more positive ride for the riders. So I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I don't think it's necessary if that's something you're worried about. Beyond that, I think that's the essence of what you need. Some people have gotten to the point of getting in-car SSD cameras to go ahead and record the action going on. I guess if you're driving in an area where you're picking up people that might be drunk from a lot of bars, that might be something to consider. But in my case, I'm dealing with a lot of commuters before work or after work. I go out one night a week where I go out to the bars, and that's a whole other video in itself, where it might be a good situation to go ahead and keep track of what's going on. But for the most part, everyone's been very polite. They just want to get in the car, they want to go, they want to see it's clean. And so if you keep your car clean, well maintained, you listen to the passengers, that's all you'll need to get going with Uber. Sorry, this went on for 5 minutes just talking about what you might need in your car. Hopefully that's helpful. I'm going to go ahead and do a second video that's going to talk about what it's like to actually pick people up and take them from place to place. And that may not even be one video. That might be a couple of videos, because that's going to cover some territory. So hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions, again, go ahead and write me, uberdad.la@gmail.com. And I'll go ahead and print that to the screen so you can see it. Likewise, if you're going to go ahead and sign up for Uber and you like the videos, please use my referral code, which is R7F5BJ as in Jack, XYUE. And I'll print that to the screen as well, or follow the link, and that will allow you to sign up. That gives me a referral bonus for your signing up, and will give you some additional cash from Uber for signing up as well. Good luck. I hope this video helps you with your decision, and go ahead and stay tuned for the additional videos to come. And hopefully in total, they'll help you decide whether or not driving Uber is right for you. Okay, take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.